Hey viewers, are you ready for a mind-blowing story behind Rolls-Royce? Watch till the end to explore how a poor boy created a car that stands out in the crowd so far. Rolls-Royce, which is one of the most iconic and luxurious car brands in the world, has their one car worth in millions or billions, depends on how many features you want in your customized Rolls. Despite the fact that the producer behind this billion company was a poor, helpless boy, Henry Frederick Royce was born in 1863 in the city of England, Walton. He was the youngest child in the Royce family. Royce's parents were busy and thriving their flour mill business, but his parents failed in running their family business, as Henry's father was poor in business skills, which led the whole Royce family to financial crisis. The downfall of Royce family business was not taking a break. That's why they had to file bankruptcy in 1867. But no matter what the circumstances were, Henry's father did not give up and decided to move to London with family to get rid of the poverty. After arriving in London, when Henry was only 4 years old, the kid started his first job as a bird scarer in a farm. He earned 6 pence coins weekly from his first job. The problems were chasing his fate, and then in 1872, the young Henry had been through a huge tragedy, which was his father's demise. After this big incident, Henry's all four siblings started working to fulfill their needs. Now, young Henry started selling newspapers and delivering telegrams. Time flew away. Now he was 15 years old, a teenager with only 1 year of education. In 1878, when Henry was a teenager, he joined the Great Northern Railway as an apprentice. Along with his apprenticeship, his one aunt provided young Henry financial aid. Even though multiple unfortunate events and never-ending hard work, young Henry's love for education was alive in him. And that's why, without caring about having a proper education, he never left any chance to fulfill himself with education. So he utilizes his leisure time in studying algebra, electrical engineering, and French. But the financial crisis didn't let him continue his love for education, and after 3 years he finished his apprenticeship. For a long period of time, Henry moved to a new city, Leeds, England, where he joined a tool-making firm. After his brief job at Leeds, he returned again to London and did a job at an electric light and power company. Now, in 1882, he left for Liverpool and started working in an electric light and power company. He was ambitious for his engineering passion and wanted to build his career in it. After reaching the age of 22, he decided to start a new business in collaboration with his friend, Ernest Claremont, who was also a passionate engineer. Both new business partners chose a new name for his business, which was F.H. Royce and Company. In this newly hatched F.H. Royce and Company, their focus was on producing doorbells, dynamos, and other products. The launch of the F.H. Royce and Company was a new turn in Henry's life. It was like a golden time period which was, starting, and finally a goodbye to his poverty life. Newly formed company started from selling small electrical components. Eventually, in the year 1894, they were successfully beginning to manufacture electric cranes in their company. But Henry's madness for engineering was ready to introduce out of the box, which was his unique inventions. However, Henry Frederick Royce was not solely standing behind the innovation of luxury car brand, Rolls-Royce, as this name is a combination of two different names. Let's unlock the mystery behind the Rolls-Royce brand. The other important part at the back of the brand Rolls-Royce is the Charles Stewart Rolls. His life background absolutely opposes the life of Henry Frederick. Rolls was born in 1877 in London, the city of England. He belongs to a reputable family. He was passionate about engineering from his childhood, which did not finish with time. That's why, following his passion for engineering, he joined Trinity College to study mechanical engineering. He loves to play with engines, due to which he gained a nickname, Dirty Rolls. That time, Rolls was the first undergrad student who had his own motor car at the time. He bought his first car, Peugeot Phaeton, from Paris at the age of 18. At the time, it was too rare to have a car, and because of that, he stands out in a crowd. As majority of population were unaware about the cars, he graduated in 1898. Then the young graduate started working in different places. However, his goal was innovating motor cars and salesmanship. Then, with the financial aid of his father, he became the first man in Great Britain who started car dealings in 1903. He chose to call his new company C.S. Rolls & Co. In his new company, he got busy trading Peugeot and Minerva motor cars. Charles' new business was booming and prospering. Charles was an enthusiastic motorist and racer, as well as he was a keen aviator. But sadly, his one luxury activity cost him more than money. For now, let's dig how Rolls connected to Royce. Finally, the time of connecting Rolls with Royce has been waiting, and now it's here. In 1901, Henry's interest in motor cars skyrocketed, due to which he decided to remodel a two-cylinder used Decauville car, which he bought. Henry was a perfectionist and wanted to redesign and reconstruct a second-hand car falls on his own, which he bought, of course. He pledged that he'll compete and then complete his first petrol-engine Decauville car by the end of 1903. Then, he'll take the first ride of his 10-horsepower motor car. Royce's company had completed 2 decades, and he pioneered his first motor car by now. But after creating his first petrol-engine car, he decided to build 2 more, which he decided to give one of his business partners, plus friend Ernest Claremont, and the second one to his sold-out shareholder Henry Edmunds. It was Henry Edmunds who was the reason for connecting Royce and Rolls, as he was the first one who arranged a formal meeting between both parties. Edmund had an idea that his meeting might transform the future of motor cars. Edmunds was Rolls' friend and told him proudly about the unique creation of Henry's two-cylinder car. But Rolls was exhausted by only selling the imports in his company and wanted to do something new. After listening to Edmunds, Rolls was inspired and influenced. So when Rolls had seen Royce's unique innovation of a two-cylinder car, his mind was blown. He got instincts that his search is now over, as he found what he wanted. Then he drove the Henry's invented car. After the test drive, Rolls was sure and ready to purchase as many cars as Royce's company could manufacture. Finally, the birth year of Rolls-Royce company had arrived, and in 1906, Rolls and Royce shook hands for a new business partnership. After the inauguration of the Rolls-Royce company, they surprised the world in 1907 by introducing the first-cylinder silver ghost cars. It was the golden time of the Rolls-Royce company, as the Royce Silver Ghost cars awarded as the best cars in the world. As at that time, their cars had been testing between London to Glasgow cities and driven 27 times. To prove that practicality, Rolls-Royce cars have potentially to cover 14,371 miles. The Rolls-Royce Silver Ghost Edition had made a new world record of non-stop motor run by completing 23,127 kilometers. This outstanding performance of the Royce's car won the hearts of the audience. Another hand behind the success of the Rolls company was Claude Johnson, who was Charles' partner and assigned for the position of managing director. Johnson was an important part in building the brand image of the Rolls-Royce. He played a significant role in bringing the Rolls-Royce company at Cloud 9, whereas both passionate engineers were indulged in producing high-quality cars. But Rolls was not prepared to stop on motorcare. As Royce's genius mind astonished Rolls, therefore he proposed him to work on a design for an aero engine. However, Henry denied his approval, as his focus were motor cars. Henry was madly sunken into his work and was too hardworking, due to which he turned blind eyes on his daily diet. His carelessness had taken him to poor health. On the other hand, Charles, who left the Rolls-Royce company at the age of 32, he died in an air crash while flying exhibition. However, after the death of Charles, Henry tried his best to carry on the company and never compromised on serving high quality of Rolls-Royce. The company boomed more in a couple years as they started manufacturing aero engines for World War I, which was the incomplete desire of the late Charles Rolls. While the Rolls-Royce company was expanding and growing, here the consequences of the poor diet of Henry's were ready to outburst, and Henry was diagnosed with digestive tract disease. We can take the idea of intense passion for engineering from him from his sketch, which he created hours back to his last breath, and he died in 1993. Hope you enjoyed the inspiring story of how a poor boy followed his passion and turned his common name into a top-notch, luxurious brand. For more amazing stories, stay tuned!